Well, he's off to Korea. Sneaky here while he's clearing his throat. Has just won a 3-1 match over Team Liquid after fighting his way through the Gauntlet. What have the last couple of days been like for you? It was exhausting for me just sitting in the press room watching. What was it like for you?
Well, the whole thing was pretty intense. I didn't really know what was going to be the outcome. Like, I didn't come in expecting to win. I didn't come expecting to lose. We started both the first two series 0-2, and we had to come back. So it was pretty exhausting.
Yeah.
I don't know. All we wanted to do immediately after, we didn't play a single game of solo queue. We just went back, talked about the next match, and ate some food.
Yeah. You guys, okay, here's a crazy story to me. So you guys leave San Jose, and you fly down here. You know you've got to do this Gauntlet thing. You don't know if you're going to be back in San Jose on Tuesday or Monday night even, or if you're going to be back in San Jose in October, or maybe, if you go to finals, November. So was that a strange experience boarding that plane, or did you not even really think about that?
Well, we had to pack for in case we did make it to Korea. So I
Yeah.
just have like a suitcase full of clothes, and we brought laptops. I brought like my DS.
Yeah.
So we were prepared, but we weren't expecting it, of course.
Right.
But we had to be as much prepared as we can, because otherwise we'd go to Korea with like 3 pairs of clothes, just the normal weekend.
And I think you guys, talking to Jack, it sounds as though you guys will go directly from Korea to Europe, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know the exact like week count, because I think we might have to go maybe a week early to be there immediately for the games in Europe. But it should be a minimum of like 2 weeks in Korea.
Yeah. Either way, you will be going from, like I said, from San Jose to LA to Korea to Paris, which is pretty intense. Talk to me about those Team Liquid games. I think a lot of people, St. Vicious sat next to me yesterday and said that he didn't think C9 had a chance against Team Liquid. I quite honestly, I couldn't fault him for thinking that, because I know you guys, it looked like you struggled in those best of fives the last couple of days, and Team Liquid looked like they'd been doing really well this split. So what was going on there?
Yeah, I think we got a lot of experience just being able to play so many games on this stage. We played almost the full season of LCS in this Gauntlet. We played 14 games here. The season's like 18 games. So we're getting really close. But throughout the first 2 series, we really learned how to just make sure we're working towards being a team and then getting the right draft in just through all the practice. Because we didn't really have like a super ideal comp we had in mind when we went into each series. We kind of just thought about the champions we wanted to play, like thought about what we could get early, what they would try and take, and we just played it out that way. But ended up finding what we liked the most by the end of the first 2 series. And when we finally got the Team Liquid, we really understand like what we should be building for comps.
Yeah.
But for Team Liquid specifically, we had a pretty good idea that they were going to play Vayne, and we had done the Draven into Vayne a bunch in scrims. It actually wasn't that often. We just kind of rarely pulled it out. But against Team Liquid specifically, I actually said this on the desk earlier, we scrimmed them a bunch, and we played the Draven into Vayne 2 games in a row, and they could not deal with it, and they just started permabanning it. So we knew specifically it worked really good against them.
Yeah.
And that is something we were able to pull out.
The Draven Kryptonite.
Yeah. I've had a bunch of like counter picks for 80 carries nowadays. Like I played Varus into Ashe, which I think is one of the better picks into Ashe. Nothing else really feels that good. And then Draven into Vayne, all kind of different stuff.
That last game, everybody up here was kind of going crazy about the fact that you were living for so long but not getting any kills. Right, in game where you're like, oh, give me the killing blow.
I was pretty sad when I get that Vayne kill top, when I got the spear on the Vayne. But besides that, I don't know, there weren't really like many opportunities for me to get kills. I was kind of trying to go places and they kept running away or not trying to fight at all.
Yeah.
So I was just sitting around stacking up, getting the most stacks ever.
Yeah.
So it was kind of sad, but I knew my team was doing well and we could get through it.
I asked Hy this question, but curious what your answer is. What do you think Cloud9 has to fix in Korea before you get to Paris?
Well, there's a lot of different stuff in the new patch. There's like Mordekaiser, AD. I know Fiora. Like I played Fiora once just randomly, and I did really well in solo queue.
But as a team, even, what do you think? Because clearly Cloud9 not the ultimate pinnacle of team League of Legends esportsmanship.
Yeah. There's gonna be a ton of stuff to play in the new patch, but I think we're moving in the right direction with how we're practicing. Like we had a ton of weeks to play. I think it was 4, and then now we'll have 3. So it's around similar time, and we'll be able to go out there and play maybe European teams, NA teams in Korea, just whoever we want, really, like the Korean teams, SKT, hopefully. But we're going to try as hard as we can to practice together and really improve our teamwork, because that's like the biggest point. You really get mechanics of just how to play your champion through solo queue. But when you go to scrims, it's more about how to play as a team, and that's the best we can do with 3 weeks.
I know I've talked to you about AD carries in the past. It feels like a role that North American fans always like to talk about. And one of the questions I have for you is, what do you think of your North American friends that are going along in the AD carry role to Worlds?
Turtle and Double Bliss?
Yeah.
Like what? How good they are?
Generally, what do you think about their strengths? Do you think that they'll perform well at Worlds, or do you think that there's something about Korean AD carries that might be an issue for them?
No, I don't think there's anything specific with Korean AD carries that'll like give them a block. It's always just going to be team play. Like today we played against Piglet, which used to be a Korean AD carry, and it's not really like any more scary than usual. It's more about just how they control the map, how well they pressure, if they have wards everywhere, like what are they doing as a team rather than the single AD carry matchups.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. Just curious always on your thoughts on other marksmen, AD carries, etc. Yeah. You feel good about your teammates right now?
We've improved a lot over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
What were we? 7th place? Yeah, 7th place in the season. Just barely out of relegations, barely into not playoffs, able to pull through the Gauntlet. So I'm really proud of us.
Incarnation, came down and everybody thought he was going to be a god that very first week out, but it felt like a lot of people, were saying that he just wasn't really living up to the hype. Do you think that he's unlocked the legendary Incarnation potential people have talked about?
Well, I don't really think he's done anything too much different than what he's always been doing. That's kind of just the player we saw when we first were scrimming with them to figure out who we're going to play with. It's just a matter of the fact that, can we get control around mid? Can we let him do these things? It's all about team play. I said the same thing for AD carry. It's just always going to be how you control vision. Do you see their jungler? Can you go in for the fight? And then it's down to mechanics. If you see the enemy jungler, can you actually go for that fight? Will you hit everything? And he's always been able to do that. Yeah. And it's shining more and more as we get better as a team.
Is there anything you want to say to any Cloud9 fans out there before you hop on a plane to Korea?
Thank you for the faith that you have given us.
Yeah. I think you're stealing someone else's meme.
Are we, though?
Yeah. Fair enough, maybe. I mean, you guys do have the kind of cloud thing going for you. That's kind of angelic.
They were giving it to us.
Yeah.
CLG was letting us borrow.
Oh, I see.
The faith.
I see. So do you have to give that back to them now? I feel like that.
Yeah, I mean, the CLG fans can go back to the CLG faith.
Yeah, I understand.
We can keep our own Cloud9 faith.
Yeah. Maybe you've stolen some from TL now or something. I don't know how the faith system works.
I'd probably say that fans that were watching Team Liquid would follow us instead. No.
Yeah. There we go. Unless they hate you. You can check out the rest of our coverage of all things League of Legends at GameSpot.com/LOL.